Lamentations 4. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the sucking child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghills. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. Her Nazarites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. But these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. The Lord hath accomplished his fury. He hath poured out his fierce anger, and hath kindled a fire in Zion, and it hath devoured the foundations thereof. The kings of the earth and all the inhabitants of the world would not have believed that the adversary and the enemy should have entered into the gates of Jerusalem. For the sins of her prophets and the iniquities of her priests, that have shed the blood of the just in the midst of her, they have wandered as blind men in the streets. They have polluted themselves with blood, so that men could not touch their garments. They cried unto them, Depart ye, it is unclean, depart, depart, touch not. When they fled away and wandered, they said among the heathen, They shall no more sojourn there. The anger of the Lord hath divided them. He will no more regard them. They respected not the persons of the priests. They favored not the elders. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching we have watched for a nation that could not save us. They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, Under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt bake thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Here in Preston, Georgia, where two dead bodies have been found, deceased by the earth. And we need to pray for the families. I'm not going to release the names.
Story, two families are grieving after their teenage sons were killed and their bodies left in woods in Preston, Georgia. One of the mothers is pleading for anyone with any information to contact law enforcement as investigators search for the killer. On Wednesday, the Webster County Sheriff's Office was called to conduct a welfare check for a missing person. Deputies went to the area of Twin Towers Road, where they found 19-year-old Zakinian James and 17-year-old Jaquinius Jones, both dead. James's mother told News Leader 9 that whoever killed her son took away the father of his unborn child.
He was about to be a dad, so he wanted to be a family man, and he wanted to be a great father. He talked about that all the time. His baby is supposed to be here in December, so he's not gonna get to see that. That's what he talked about all the time. Being a father.
She says she doesn't know how or why her son was killed and is urging anyone with any information to contact the Webster County Sheriff's Office or the GBI.
Psalms 10 and 8 says, he lies in wait near the villages. From ambush, he murders the innocent. His eyes watch in secret for his victims. Peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. And that scripture describes whoever is doing this to a lot of our young black men. This case happened on July 3rd. At least that's when the bodies were found of 19-year-old Zacavion James. And the one they didn't talk about or show is Jaquavius Jones, 17. They are from around the Webster, Georgia area. And this article is very vague. This is one of the only articles I can find about the situation outside of Facebook posts talking about it. And so that's very strange to me, as well as where is the family of Jaquavius Jones, the 17-year-old. Two black men, they're saying, found in the woods or either on the side of the highway. And the vagueness of the article adds more suspicion in my point of view. Because they said they were called for a welfare check on a missing persons. And then they went directly to the area of Twin Towers Road when they found both people. Now, who reported them missing? And what does the mother have to say? The mother that you just heard from, what does she have to say? Like, was he missing for 2 days? When was the last time anyone seen him? Who did he talk to? Where did he say he was going to go? Because she said he was happy that he was going to have a child. So this is not someone who would just wander off to the woods. Now also, they're not talking about these two men's relationship between each other. Like, were they cousins? Were they friends? Were they on the same basketball team? None of that information. And so that leads me to believe, once again, if they called for a welfare check on a missing person, and they just went, the police of that area just went to that area, then that lets me know they already knew where those young men were. But did somebody give them a tip? They're in the woods. Or, like a lot of people have suggested, in these mysterious killings and disappearances of young black men, law enforcement may be involved. I mean, that is the only way I can see, because once again, it's been a week. Where are the autopsy reports? Where is, the Crime Stoppers nationwide hit? If two white boys would have been found in the wood there, they'd have had that on CNN, congressional hearings and things like that. So this leads me to believe that in these small towns, just like that town, I think in Lunenburg, Virginia, where police were killing black men left and right, and they weren't investigating. So this may be a case, once again, this happened a week ago. So in the wake of the Nolan Wells situation, in the wake of many other situations that are coming to light, the brother up in Michigan with at the festival, the young man who got found in a canal in Texas the other day, like all of these things are seemingly calculated, are seemingly, in my opinion, related. There's some sort of dog whistle for attack on young black men, not just by police in public areas, arresting them, shooting them, beating them up, but also in secret, as the scripture said, lying in wait outside of the villages. And so we're going to keep an eye on this story. Hopefully, I will get some information about, or hopefully they will give some information, because the vagicity, and I know that's not a word, but the vagicity of that article is very suspicious and alarming itself. So rest in peace to the two young brothers, Devion James and Jaquavius Jones. Two young black lives lost in the woods. We all know, and they even did, okay, how were they found? Were they hanging? They're very vague. So I wouldn't put it past the fact that they were found hanging, because they're not talking about. But anytime that these hangings and things took place back then, a lot of times the law enforcement were involved, but they just dressed up in the white robes and the white hats to hide their identity. Now they just do it, come to the scene and say, oh, well, yeah, we got 2 bodies found out, we don't know. Just pack it up here, because possibly they are involved. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video, or if you do have any information, feel free to call the number as well. As always, I pray you have peace and blessings.